So it is getting ready to be 3 months since the release of the Series X and the Series S. Now I reviewed the PS5, the Series X. Now it's time to review the Series S. Any regrets 3 months later? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't really played too much of my Series S versus my Series X. That's why you guys haven't seen a review video on the Series S yet until now. I played enough of it to understand what's what. Let's start off with the price tag. At $299, that's a very compelling price tag for a next-gen console. You're getting a next-gen experience for $299. Put in perspective, here's a Ryzen 5 5600X. This is for my PC build. I'm actually gonna get something that's more powerful, and you're still gonna need to get the RAM. You gotta get the motherboard, you gotta get this, you gotta get that. But at $299 to get into a gaming experience just right away, plug in and play, that is very impressive. And the crazy thing is, you still have ray tracing, you still have the catalog of Xbox games to play, quick resume. You have those features still present here on the S. But you know what they say, you get what you pay for. So compromise number one, no CD drive. Now this is not really a deal breaker to a lot of people, but if you have a bunch of 360 games, you have MW2 like me, all the Call of Duties, you might find this a little bit of a deal breaker because you would love to play your old 360 games or your old Xbox One games or even your original Xbox games, but you can't do so with the S. So that's a major compromise. Unlike with the PlayStation, the only thing you can play is just PlayStation 4 games. If the PS5 supported PS2, PS1, PS3, all the PlayStation catalog of games, it would have been game over. I would have got the physical edition. I would have definitely got the PS5 with the disc drive, but I got the digital edition one. Well, technically I got both PS5s, but I already made a video talking about that already, so check that out. No optical drive could be a deal breaker for you. You can only go up to 1440p gaming. So you don't have no true 4K gaming here. So you can stream 4K, but you can't play 4K games. And you know, if you have a 1080p TV, this is fine, but if you have a 4K TV, just don't do it to yourself. You know, get yourself the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5. But also keep in mind of the longevity. You might not have that 1080p TV for a long period of time. You might upgrade to a 4K TV in another year or two. Always be mindful of the future because we're gonna be having these consoles for at least 5 years. It could be a deal breaker for you, but for me it is a deal breaker because I have a 4K TV and I want to experience the games in 4K. The specs. This is definitely something that you gotta be concerned. So for example, the RAM has been reduced from 16 gigabytes to 10 gigabytes. So 16 gigabytes is on the Xbox Series X, and on the S, you have 10 gigabytes of RAM. The teraflops, we're going from 12 teraflops to 4 teraflops. And then you have the storage going from 1 terabyte SSD to 512 gigabytes SSD. And also be mindful, the games are only getting bigger and bigger from here on out. If you look at games like Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, I just said the whole name. Can't believe I just said the whole name. You can only store that game twice on the Xbox Series X. And you have the expansion card, the memory card that Microsoft sells, but it costs $200. And my thing is, you could take that $200 and get yourself a Series X instead. It's just a better buy all around. But if you want to expand the storage later on, you have that option on the S too. The way how the console looks. Now, this looks like an Xbox One. You get what I'm saying? It looks like an Xbox One, super slim. I just feel like Microsoft should have went with the Xbox Series X design, but made it shorter, removed the optical drive, of course, but just make it shorter and make it white. That would have definitely bring some kind of unity to the Xbox family. They should have kept the unity on both the systems. So just make it like a cube, basically. But the controller is the same. If you guys watch my Series X review, I love the controller. I feel like it's more comfortable than the DualSense. Don't at me, that's just my opinion. I love the way how this controller feels. Although there's a lot of travel on the triggers, but comfort-wise, I love the Xbox controller. Honestly, the thing is with Xbox, they should just include a battery pack and that's it. You know, the whole days of batteries and you gotta replace them, yuck. Microsoft, they offer that, but you have to buy that separately. And I think that's very sleazy. I hate that. But they have a partnership with Duracell, so the business side of things, I understand, but just looking at it, you still take batteries? Like, this is not '08, you know what I'm saying? We in 2021 and you're still taking batteries. I'm very concerned about the future of the system, how the developers are gonna work with the Series S. Now, there's some developers complaining about the S, saying it's gonna be a bottleneck with the games, and that's gonna affect everybody. That's gonna kind of hinder the game development just due to the Xbox Series S, because you have to cater to those players too as well. But how's it gonna stack up 2 years later from now, or even 4 years later from now? Our games are gonna still be able to run on the S. You get what I'm saying? How is this console gonna last? Now, just the other day, Microsoft actually price hike Xbox Live Gold. It would have been $120 a year. Now, once Microsoft announced that, they quickly backtrack and revert the prices back to normal, so $60 a year. Why? Versus on PC, you could play online for free. And the thing is, it doesn't improve the service, not at all. They're giving us free games just to keep us quiet. So, oh, yeah, they're giving us free games at least. But my thing is, man, we just want to play online. We want to play online with our friends, and that's it. We don't care about the free games, even though it's a nice bonus, it's a nice thing to have, and yeah, it give us something to download and play. But at the same time, we just care about playing online games. And I miss those days on the PS3, just playing online for free, not worrying about it. I'm planning on building my own PC because I'm just tired of these consoles. They could do whatever they want. It's like when you get a console, you're locked into Xbox, or you're locked into PlayStation, or you're locked into Nintendo. You can't download mods. You gotta pay to go online. And I just turned this video into a PC Master Race video. This is the 3090, right? I recently just unboxed this the other day. This completely craps on the Xbox Series S. Like it completely shits on it. I'm sorry for my language, but this thing is a monstrosity. I'm probably saying that name wrong, but honestly, you know, that's why I'm getting into PC gaming, because everything is so modular, it's more powerful. But this is the same size as the Series S, but this is just the graphics card. I don't hate consoles. My friends play it. It's a pick up and play experience. But overall, who is the Xbox Series S for? I would say it's for maybe little kids. If you want to buy this as a gift for their birthday, but you don't want to break the bank, and the games are like $70 now. But as an adult, I understand. Now, this could also be good for casual gamers. If you don't play the game a lot, maybe you play every other week or once a week or whatever, because it's something that's not too crazy, but it's something that you have a little bit of money in your pocket. You could save that $200. You could do a lot with $200, man. Trust me, you can. So having this console, you have your foot in the door to play Halo Infinite. Any new game that's coming out for Xbox, you're gonna be locked and loaded. So I understand. And also, maybe this could be good for whoever have a PS5 or a Nintendo Switch. That's their main console, and the Xbox could be their secondary console. But my thoughts, my serious thoughts, I highly recommend you guys pick up the Xbox Series X. That is a better buy compared to the Series S. Just too many compromises, and you got to be concerned of the future of those games. And with the 1440p thing, let's say you get a 4K TV next year. You know, now you're prepared, you're set, and you're future-proof. Well, you know, consoles isn't really all that future-proof compared to PCs, but you guys get the idea. You're a little bit more future-proof compared to the Series S. And even so, just $100 more at $399, you could pick up a PS5 digital edition, and you get in powerful more specs. You're getting more games, arguably, such as Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us, just to name a few. Just so many games on PlayStation compared to Xbox. And that could be overall a better choice for some people. But really, what's the interesting comparison is comparing the Xbox Series X versus the PlayStation 5. That video is coming soon. But both of these consoles are so good that I'm taking my time with this one. I'm really taking my time with this one. But stay tuned for that review. Make sure you guys subscribe with notifications on. And comment down below what you guys think about the Xbox Series S. Do I regret getting it? Honestly, it's not my primary console. It's just for testing. It's weirdly still a good console. It just depends on your situation.